Hello there, everyone. This is Ocean Jedi Master here, and welcome to my Ahsoka Episode 4 breakdown. If you've not seen it, Episode 4, then this is your official spoiler warning. Or if you don't care, just continue on. And remember, this is just a breakdown of things I understand from it, or things that I noticed. Let's get on. First up, one thing I noticed is that during their conversation, Sabine really wants to find Ezra no matter what. The no matter what part is what stands out, and I will come back later in the episode. We know she wants to find him, but it seems this time more desperate than ever, and it's really prominent in this episode. Ahsoka, on the other hand, wants to stop Thrawn, even if it means leaving Ezra to be lost forever. So it shows that these two are still conflicted. They both want to stop Thrawn, but one wants to stop them no matter what, and the other one wants to stop Thrawn but get their friend back. Balin fears Ahsoka, or he fears what she can do. And when Morgan Elsbeth calls that out, he says he's speaking from experience. And when I heard that, I thought, oh my god, I immediately went back to the Star Wars: The Clone Wars 2008 movie and Rebels Season 2, Episode 21, when Rex says one of his more iconic lines. One of the lines that's big for Ahsoka's character, especially when these two interacted. And that is, in my book, experience outranks everything. He said that in those two moments. In the Clone Wars movie, when he said to Ahsoka, Ahsoka responded with, yeah, well, if experience outranks everything, I better start getting some. But in Rebels Season 2, Episode 21, when Rex said that, she said, what? Well, then I definitely outrank you now. Showing that she's more experienced during that part. But that's me getting off track. So it feels like Balin, of course, with his age, has gotten a lot of experience. That's probably just something I noticed and wanted to take note of. Next up, we have... Ezra means a lot to Sabine. This is played throughout the entire episode. It's something that we can see a lot. In fact, I think it's more prominent here than in any other episode. The only other episode that can rival it is probably Episode 1. That's it. And then Ahsoka's line right after, during another interaction, she says, sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings. This is her talking from the Jedi perspective. Specifically, the Jedi during the prequel era was so detached from life around them. As in, they saw attachments to the point that they forbid attachments. That's what led Anakin to the dark side. They could not provide what he really needed. Due to him being older, the oldest Padawan during that era. Like, Obi-Wan was 3 when he was discovered. Another Jedi by the name of, what was his name? It was a friend of Qui-Gon's. He was also, I believe he had some relation to Qui-Gon and Count Dooku's line of Padawan Master stuff. He was discovered at the age of 7. And around 5 or 7, I mean. And at that point in time, this was before Anakin, he was deemed the oldest Padawan. Fast forward to Anakin, 9. Luke was at 19. Ezra was 14, nearly 15. He was 15 only about 2 months later. So yeah, we have... And yeah, some of them were good Jedi, but they struggled with either Jedi orthodoxy or with the dark side. And sometimes both. But this is something that would lead to their downfall. And it also hints to Sabine's feelings of Ezra evolving into something else. Or at least that's what I'm getting from it. Huyang, as you can tell, knows how to fight, but he's also using his intelligence to know how to warn the others that something's here. The Ghost is back in action, and Hera, along with Carson and 4 other pilots, go into action to help Sabine and Ahsoka. And Jason, I didn't mention this last time, but it's occurred to me that Jason actually has a pauldron that is similar to Kanan's in both the color and markings, but it's not the same one because we know that part the top part of that pauldron would become a mask in season 3 and seasons 3 and 4 of Rebels. And plus, it's too small to be that one. Hera is called Phoenix Leader, which is a reference to the Phoenix that Hera and the Ghost Crew were part of during the majority of Rebels. They would later become a squadron after the Phoenix Cell merged with the Masadi group, which was led by General, what was his name? I forget his name, but he's also in the New Hope. He's the one who did the Death Star lecture to the Rebels. Let's see. Balin said that he lost faith a long time ago. This probably happened during Order 66. Sabine is actually missing her jetpack. She got one in season 3. She had it throughout season 4, but actually, now that I think about it, it wasn't even present in the epilogue of Rebels either. So, don't know what happened to that. Maybe she lost on a mission with Ahsoka during the time new gap. Sabine's also lost her helmet during the fight with Shinhati. That could be a sign that she's switching sides, or eyes being opened up to a bigger picture. At the end of Ahsoka's battle with Marok, like the last part where they do their final blade clash and she cuts him down. It reminds me of Obi-Wan's final battle with Maul in Star Wars Rebels Season 3, Episode 20, Twin Suns. Ahsoka even finishes the fight by fighting in a similar way. Filoni did write both stories, so I think that's what he was trying to call out to, because she dodges the blade and then cuts through him, like Kenobi did. And if you closely at Marok when he's on his knees, a spirit just burst out of him, and it looks like it's a Night Sister one. That's definitely Night Sister magic because there's a hint of green in it. It's nothing I've seen before from Night Sister magic, but in Rebels Season 3 episode, Ezra, Maul, Sabine, and Kanan do go to Dathomir and there's spirits of the Night Sisters there. So, and with Morgan Elsbeth being a Night Sister, I wouldn't be surprised if that Marok may be someone else. It's maybe it's Barriss? I don't think so anymore. It's someone else who is under his control, under Morgan's control though. Balin did pour salt on an old wound of Ahsoka's when he mentioned Ahsoka leaving the Order. And asked, is that why you left? Is because of his dark side? And that is one of Ahsoka's greatest regrets, was leaving the Order. We see it bite her in the back in Rebels. We see her regret. If that's not putting salt on an old wound, I don't know what is. Ahsoka is also trying to destroy the map, but she isn't using both her lightsabers. That kind of bugs me. I think it's because I'm used to Ahsoka seeing, when Ahsoka has 2 lightsabers, she uses both of them unless she's disarmed one of them. I know this is live action, so she probably can't. The acrobatic stuff probably can't really do much unless it's deflecting bolts. But it could. But I wish she would use both of them more. Let's see here. Sabine tries to use the Force, but against her. But when Shinhati says you have no power, in reality, Sabine was just trying to do it to distract Shinhati, so that way she could use the Mandalorian vampires that Finn Rao gave her in Season 3. They were equipped specifically to fight Jedi. That's why it has a grapple hook. We see her use that earlier in the episode. It also As far as I'm aware, that thing still is equipped with a flamethrower, a mini ray shield that can protect certain parts. That's a small circular one. It doesn't encompass the entire body, but it can protect certain things. A sonic blaster, basically it will force push someone. It can mimic force push because it will just blast someone away. And I think it has a trank dart of some sort, some type of dart that can fire things. And that is all. For that part at least. Balin is actually using the legacy of the Skywalkers, basically Qui-Gon, from Dooku to Qui-Gon to Obi-Wan to Anakin to her, against it with all the tragedy and loss during their fight. And when Shinhati comes, when Shinhati comes from her fight with Sabine, Ahsoka thinks Sabine's dead, and she has a small dark side moment from fear and anger. And after Balin knocks her down the cliff in front of Sabine, Sabine tries to fight but relents. This is where we find out the unfortunate fates of Ursa Wren, Arik Wren, and Tristan Wren, who died during the siege of during the bombing of Mandalore, the Night of 1,000 Tears. And apparently Ahsoka didn't let her help. Maybe this was during the time of training. Who knows? So now she basically sees Ezra as the last of her family. Even though Ezra and her are not... Ezra is from Lothal. She's from Cronus / Mandalore as well. But what makes them so similar, the reason it's like family, is yes, they're born from rebels, but she's like Ezra. She's now like Ezra because Ezra lost his family. Ephraim and Mira Bridger died in season 2. They heard Ezra's message from season 1 and got a prison break, and they died in the process, making sure everyone else was freed. They both lost their parents and relatives. And Sabine joins Balin's side. Honestly, this was actually hinted at through the opening stuff where they show different types of helmets or droids flashing blue or red, signifying good or bad. So, was I surprised? Yes. But maybe because I didn't see it coming. I mean, yeah, other people saw it coming, but I didn't. Next, Shin force-chokes Sabine before being stopped by Balin. This shows that Shin is closer to the dark side than Balin. And finally, the episode ends with Ahsoka back in the world between worlds, just like she was in season 4 when Ezra saved her. And on top of that, who else is there than Anakin Skywalker himself, calling her Snips, which, for those who haven't seen Clone Wars the movie or the first 3 seasons of Clone Wars, that's his nickname for Ahsoka. He stops calling her Snips after, I think the last time I remember, before this time, by time period wise, the last time I remember him calling her Snips was in season 3 during the Mortis arc. After that, this is the first time since then that I'm aware of that they've called her that. And of course, Ahsoka actually has a retort for this. And her nickname for Anakin is Sky Guy, even though the Sky Guy name came first. And the Snips was a retort to that. But anyway, that's the nickname thing. And Anakin is back as Hayden Christensen, and I am psyched for the next episode. She's in the world between worlds. We got Hera back in action with Jason and Chopper. The New Republic are being idiots, but I'm ready. I'm ready to see what this got. I am hoping that Sabine and Ezra get a happy ending. I am tired of Star Wars characters getting tragic ends. Anyways, that is all, and may the Force be with you all.